Okay, so I left off, I don't know, like 20 minutes ago. I had to wait for this upload so I could delete it and then have more room. I was talking about people need to know like what they're going into, but in that 20 minutes I had a suggestion come up for one of the channels I follow from Ukraine, which is all Ukrainian, like no English words. It's like one of their news channels, and they did go over like the history, the significant years in their history, and you know, like I have an idea what happened then, but I don't exactly know. You probably know those things. Is like if you're going over there, like in the first waves, or whatever, is just like answer the call. You know, President Zelensky's call, come over there. You just went over there. Obviously it's not expected, but if you're showing up late, like you should probably know those things out of respect. More so though to what, like, so people don't like go over there and end up being a liability, or they get killed by some craziness. Well, speaking of Western people, really, those are the people who are going to be going over there and thinking that their, you know, previous experience fighting small ass countries in the Middle East is going to be the same thing. Like Ukrainians, like they know how to, like they know how to fight an actual war against. Well, at first they were strong. You know, Russians were stronger at first. They know how to deal with constant artillery shelling. Like I'm getting a little like laughy because I think of instances where American and NATO troops have been mortared by you know, terrorists. I would say like these videos I've seen, and I would say they're definitely not infantry. You know, this is probably like what we call POGs, person other than grunt. But just like, I mean, praying to God kind of thing. Like you know, don't let it hit. Like they're scared. They're hide. Like, you don't hide. You know, like. I guess you guys that hide, it's like you're just waiting for the opportunity to get up and return fire, because you got to return fire. You know, usually if you're getting mortared, it's not like the only thing that's happening. They're usually shooting into the base too. This was my experience. So yeah, there's just like, okay, but let's go with you know, super high train, high speed, special forces, blah. You still were going against like you're still going against guerrilla fighters that were horribly unarmed, underfunded, no training. Like that's not a real world war, and I haven't even seen her like a real shit, because like yeah, I got in firefights, but like we have fucking helicopters like right there all the time. There's helicopters right there. A-10s, like, so I guess the quick case in point would be that Wally guy went over there to Ukraine, you know, and he was like this world elite sniper. He probably, well, fuck, I don't know. I'm not going to say he's an elite sniper, because yeah, you can shoot someone at a far distance, but if it's just a dude walking around with an AK-47, like that's not. It just doesn't feel like a real war zone. It's more of it was more of a policing operation, which it's a special operation too, just like Putin's special operation. The shit NATO pulled and fucking the Middle East is the same shit fucking Putin fucking pulled, basically. I'm sure there's like, for the sake of the Ukrainian people, I'm sure I don't know though. I mean, a lot of those people over there in Afghanistan were just farmers. Anyways, 4 minutes into it. You know, like the rivers, where all the cities are. You should know about the military equipment you're going up against. Because I just see a lot of like Americans who have, you know, the two ponds on either side, and they've got like the world's biggest, like we just pump money into our military, pump military money. and then they think that this makes our individual soldiers like good. You can like throw money at shit and throw technology at shit. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm cursing now. Really, you ain't tested until you've gone up against an equal or greater force. So, anyways, to the extent of I'm looking for my notebooks. I actually erased. I wrote this is my own personal notes for my studies. I'm looking for, and all the intelligence like sort of stuff I was looking up. I know it was like some of it's like battle space agility. I'm closing my eyes like so I'm not looking. Battle space agility was, but there's like a preparation like before you go there. You gather intelligence, and then there's like joint operations where you get your allies' intelligence. And I think these things should be kind of like known for the future infantry soldier. Like before infantry's has been, it's supposed to be like really basic. It's not. There's a lot of complicated shit to it, but I think in the future warfare theater it should be even more complicated. There should be more. An infantry soldier should be able to do more than what they've done before. And we already see this over there in Ukraine because they've got a very good information networks. They've got a very good dissemination. They're very much out there on social media and stuff, which is important for your war effort. So, like, really, like, the best infantry soldiers would incorporate all that. I think they'd also be decent at combat engineering and saboteurs or sapping, explosive sort of things. Obviously, you want to know your medical. But, yeah, I was trying to figure out what the equivalents for the Ukrainian, for all the, this human intelligence, signal intelligence, imagery intelligence, open source intelligence, what those be called in Ukrainian terms. Operational warfare. Yeah, okay, there's really a lot of cool stuff here. John Boyd, if anyone knows that name, he's a famous fighter pilot. He came up with this OODA, which is Observe, Orient, Decide, Act. I'm not going to try to explain it. I'm trying to just get these things on paper right now and my garbled up notes. I'm going to go back later and organize them up and stuff because I'm trying to learn this shit before I go over there. Because one thing I have is people are like, oh, I want to help with food and water. Well, are you bringing food and water? How much are you bringing? Are you bringing enough for you only be able to feed yourself for like a week if you brought your own shit, and then you gotta have to use other people's shit. So do you know how to farm? Do you know how to purify water? Like you can hand out humanitarian aid, but where's it coming from? Unless thinking, way towards the west and stuff where there isn't a lot of fighting. Yeah, that's probably feasible because there's a lot of humanitarian aid coming in, I'm sure. But as far as the guys in Mariupol, they've got no food and water. And if to get that to really get the food and water to the people that are really going to need it, the absolute most, the people that are fighting on the front, you might have to go without it yourself. My idea is I'd steal from the enemy, and I kind of feel justified saying that. Earlier I was reading about a covert group that was set up in Britain during World War II, and it said, I quote, they even took homosexuals. So in my mind, I kind of I'm not going to fit in, and I'm probably not going to get a whole lot of respect. I wouldn't think I'd get a whole lot of respect right off the bat until I prove myself. So, you know, like, I'd rather just be on the front line. More chaotic, the better. Because then I can kind of do my thing, and, you know, if I get killed, I get killed. But see, I'm learning shit like the new Tornado, which is the smaller version of the Smirch, which is the missile launcher, or multiple launch rocket system. It has a range of about 60 miles. So, I mean, there's so much history of covert, clandestine operations. I gotta learn the official difference between those two. Behind enemy line shit, like, it's possible. I think a lot of people are gonna go over there like the Wally guy who lasted 2 months, and he didn't like take out any Russian generals, as far as I know, or officers. I imagine if you're like an elite sniper, then yeah, I mean they kind of stick you on. See, this is another thing too. Is if you don't know what's going on, you're gonna and you just like, oh, I'm gonna go sign up. Well, now they got to figure out what the fuck to do with you. So they're gonna throw you on the front line somewhere. That might not be the best place for you, but they've got their own shit to worry about. It seems like they're. I don't know if they're. I actually don't know how it's going because you know there's a lot of propaganda on both sides to say, hey, we're winning. If you know what's up, though, if you know the lay of the land, you're gonna have a lot more freedom and what you can do, and you're gonna be able to make a lot more impact. Run out of time here. Oh, I guess I'll make another video then. Till I figure this out.